Hey, welcome to another episode of Reels and Heels. And look at all the lovely people and this bright light in front of us now.
We've made an upgrade
Upgrade.
to our kitchen table studio.
Oh, look at Elvira.
Elvira. Oh, she's in the couch.
That's nice.
That's her baby.
Yes. And that's where we're going today, the world of Funko. Oh, she's got another one. Look at that.
They are my pride and joys. They are the only pups that I actually wanted to own.
So before we hop into the subject, how's everyone doing?
Good.
I'm good.
Let's all not
We're doing
talk at
great,
the same
Ryan.
time.
You know, we just want to welcome everyone to Reels and Heels is Ryan. So, you know, it's great to be back here. I haven't seen you guys in like a hot minute. I miss everybody. It's great. The sun is out. It's the first day of spring, and happy first day to spring to all of you in and around the world, because spring is in the air, which means it's a new season, new opportunities, new life. And I'm all for it. I don't know about you, but yeah, Funko Pops are all fun and all, but everything's perfectly fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
So we enter
here.
spring. So does that mean in
We're
Australia
fine.
it's summer, right? Because they're a season ahead of us.
I guess maybe that's a great trivia question for maybe Battle of the Nerds.
At least because they're below the equator. Yes, they're a season ahead.
Nerd alert.
People look at me like I know this stuff.
Well, you're the
I don't know
teacher,
that.
Miss Fancy Pants.
Ask me about the origins of words. Okay.
So I do want to say that the quote had a great show this morning with a great YouTuber. I watch both Chris and Heather on their YouTube channel, and they're great. Especially the back and forth that they do. It's hilarious.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. It was a great show. But you know, we're not here to talk about me. Look at these lovely people in row number 2. Willow and Rose, how are you today?
Fantastic.
Doing real good.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Brandon. Just took care of your intro, so you're good now. Move on.
we're going to be discussing Funko. When did Funko first show up on your radar? And we'll start with you, Rose.
Many years ago, and I'm not exactly sure when, I was at a Star Trek convention, and I ended up picking up this Andorian. This is my first one that I ever owned. And so I started collecting Star Trek, and then it just mushroomed from there. I have tons of ups. My biggest collection is my Dragon Ball Z collection. I have probably 100 or so. I need to do an inventory of them because.
Nice. Do you have a lot of the exclusive Dragon Balls? Because they do make a lot of exclusives. I think like Hot Topic had a few, and
Yeah, I've got this one here, Dead Yamcha, which was a 2018 Funko exclusive from it was the summer convention.
oh, okay, so that's San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, and then I had this Funimation exclusive, but I have a whole case full of different Dragon Balls, and I try whenever I see them, I try to get them. There's a new store that opened about a month or so ago in Bonita Springs, and they have like mostly just it's toys, but it's mainly pops. And I was able to pick up a few good ones down there, and they do a trade-in program, but I haven't done that with them. But that's how they get a lot of their stock.
That's really cool. Yeah. What about you, Ryan? When did Funko come on your radar?
I can't remember if it was 2017 or 2018. It was one of the two, but I remember going into one of my local comic shops, #support LCS, because they're awesome people. And I went in there and I saw a wall-to-wall of Funko Pops. I'm like, geez, what is this? Is this some sort of an obsession? So then I looked over and dipped my toes in the waters, and I realized, oh, these are kind of cool. Why not? So I bought, the first one I ever bought was Carmen Sandiego. Yeah, Carmen Sandiego, because I grew up on a little indie show called Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego on the great network known as Fox Kids, ladies and gentlemen. Fox Kids is a real thing. The animated series, I remember watching the game show on PBS and all the other networks that it was airing on at the time. Where on Earth, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. That was a real thing. Yes, Carmen Sandiego was a big deal in the 90s because the 90s rock. So yeah, Carmen Sandiego was my first, and ever since then, I've been on and off collecting pops here and there. I mean, if you want to know what my number is, Brian, we can talk numbers here. I got 28 Funko Pops. How about you?
Yeah, you probably don't want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
Don't have him tell us, because I don't want to know.
He just bought 2 of mine.
Yeah, he just bought 2 of Willow's. Hashtag don't buy from your friends.
Yeah, Carmen Sandiego. Wow. Do you still have that pop?
Unfortunately, no. Broke college kid needs to make money, so I've been selling off some of my pops. But then again, I've been buying more now, which is kind of sad. But no, it's cool. Carmen Sandiego went to a good place and a good home, and I'm sure she's having many, many adventures, if you catch my drift. But no, it's been fun collecting some of the newer stuff that I got. I mean, I got another one coming in this week, so it's fun. It's fun collecting these stuff. By the way, when it comes to certain pops, I'm very picky about them. So I'm very, I try to. You must choose wisely. So I try to choose wisely when picking my pops. I think I've done a pretty good job of it up to this point. Then again, there's a certain wave of Funko Pops coming out this summer that I'm kind of itching for. But then again, there's something called birthdays and Christmases that are coming up, so I don't have to spend money. So I'll pass that advice on to you kids at home. Wait for your birthdays and Christmases, because then you can get them without having to pay for them.
I'm just looking here at what Nicole.
So when I have to tell Brian something, it says no trips to Bonita Springs.
I'm sorry. When we agreed to do the exchange this morning, I gave him the picture, and he's like, "Oh, I will. I want those." He saw the Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm. And you just had to have it because WandaVision just wrapped up, and I need something to keep me busy until season 2.
And I've been trying to get rid of these Funko Pops for a while, because I bought them out of pure. I felt sorry for I went to the furry convention in my city, and I felt bad that there was nobody going for the Funko Pops in the auction. I'm like, okay, so I'll write my name, maybe that'll start the bidding. Well, I ended up, I can't remember how much the bid was. So the starting bid. So I ended up winning. Of course, nobody else wrote their name down. So I'm like, so I have all these Funko Pops that I really am not attached to. And I'm just like, well, okay, people can have the lot for $60. That's what I was trying to get rid of them for. Until today, I looked it up to see how much they were worth.
Yeah, and that was the price of just one of them alone, almost.
I mean, me personally, I'm not going to reveal any numbers here, but I have 2 Funko Pops in my collection that are worth some good coin, if you know what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean I want to sell them right now. Jeez, I still want to hold on to some memories here. Gee whiz, people, can't you be patient?
Yeah, see, I'm not interested.
Brian's like, it's the Grail. It's the Grail. And I'm like,
yeah, but it's not the Holy Grail like the one in the Last Crusade. Let's just put it
I'm
that
not,
way.
but I told him, I said, we cannot collect everything just because it sounds good. Like, I really, okay.
We collect our fandoms.
There's a limit. We collect our fandoms.
There is no limit.
You guys have a Vision Funko right now, right? Don't you?
Yes.
He kind of needs to have Wanda with him.
Oh, God.
Well, now
You're acting like these things are actual live people. They're not. This isn't Toy Story. We're not in the Pixar universe.
He's over there.
So, Willow, was that your introduction to Funkos?
No, I knew they existed. They were part of conventions for a while, and I'm just like, okay, these are kind of cute, and seeing them in stores, in the pop culture stores that I go to, those were.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, those are cute, and of course, the Resident Evil stuff started coming out because what was it? Resident Evil 8 had, or sorry, not 8, 7 had just been released, and on all the other games for it, and the remakes. So I was at EB Games, and I saw the Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, nope, walk away.
Don't do it. But then you heard Emperor Palpatine backstage telling you, do it. Do it. Just buy it.
And then, of course, Elvira started bringing out her stuff.
Well, yeah.
So I'm just like, damn it.
So it's all Brian's fault.
It is all Brian's fault. It's always Brian's fault. It's always anything that happens on the show. It's Brian's fault.
Everything that happens to me is Brian's fault. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all Brian's fault.
Yeah.
Everything.
So you got pregnant. It's my fault.
Yes.
That's a conversation for another show.
All his fault.
How to blame your husband in 10 easy steps.
The TV show to watch.
Called that, right?
So his whole thing was, well, see, this one's for you. And I went, I don't need a Funko Pop. He's like, but it's Maleficent. And I went, oh, fine, whatever. And so it was cool. And I was like, all right, fine. And then the every time I turned around, there was a new pop. And I'm like, you're killing me. And then we packed them up and moved them the first time.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, between your movies and your pops and the CDs, like, I can't keep up with all the stuff we got to move. So I told him, I said, you got to chill out. Well, of course, then it became, well, they have this one. And so he bought me this one.
Which this is.
And then I could no longer argue with him.
Yeah, Supernatural. Baby with Dean, ladies and gentlemen.
So then he bought me that one, and I was like, well, whatever. I said, but I don't need any more pops.
And just a little fun fact about this Baby with Dean. Within 1 month, it went up $80.
Wow.
Yeah, those are pumping those numbers up in this racket.
And then it was Sam and Dean.
They're
And
going for
do I
a
have
lot.
Castiel?
Yeah, Castiel's over there.
I have Castiel in there too.
Hi, Castiel.
And then he was like, well, then he is, collecting his own. Because I was like, I don't need any pops. I'm fine. And when we move again, you're packing them yourself. And so I think then there was, I don't know. You said you bought a lot of them for me, but they're really not mine. And so
They're really for Brian.
So then he was like, well, you got to see this. So he tried to get me the Aurora Pop, which he couldn't find it for a long time. And then he found Sleeping Beauty. And then he found her in the blue dress because she's harder to find in the blue dress. And yeah, so he loves me, but he loves me.
Not.
He loves Funkos a little bit better, and he blames the spending on you.
Brian, I think it's fair to say Brian has an unhealthy relationship with Funko Pops. Just put that in the chat.
Well, the story about Aurora is she's probably the most popular Disney princess that doesn't get love. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
Like, there's not a lot of Sleeping Beauty merchandise out there. Like, you always see Ariel and Cinderella and Snow White and hell, even Rapunzel from Tangled.
Yeah, now you're seeing more Tiana, but you don't see as much Aurora, which is sad, and that makes me sad. But,
Yeah, and then of course
Funko's giving her love, so
Yeah.
I guess I have to abide by.
Yeah, and then you love X-Men, and past episode we showed that you got Rogue, so you had to get
So
her.
of course, no, I didn't really have to have Gambit. You bought Gambit.
You bought. By the way, Brian, I have that one too. I have that one too. It glows in the dark.
And I told him, I said, you know what, I'm fine, but just because it has a sticker on it doesn't mean that we have to buy it. Like, he was trying to buy a Harry Potter one the other day, and while I love Harry Potter, I don't need a Harry Potter pop. especially.
Yeah, up in value. I mean, not all of them, but a lot. Some of them do.
Yeah.
But it was like Fleur, whoever it was. It was like a minor character.
Right. Well, this Gambit, I think we made. Not saying I'm selling it, but we kind of made a profit because it was only like $12, and right now it's about $30 going for sale. So
There you go.
we saved money on that one.
Yay.
But like we say, it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. So
Right, and
keep in mind.
I mean, and then with Funkos, which we were talking, what makes Funko so? What draws people to Funko world? I mean, this is not just here. This is worldwide. They have like every fandom, Marvel, DC, movies, television, sports. I mean, they just released Michael Jordan pops, which
Video
are very popular.
And they have they have a NASCAR line and a tennis line and a basketball line. They have like a full line.
Yeah, and then for us movie fans, they just did the producer directors line, so they're releasing directors and producers.
And they have an authors line too.
Oh my god!
Edgar Allan Poe.
We're not quite there yet to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So,
well, let me be perfectly blunt. I have no intention of being in Guinness Book of World Records, specifically for that reason. No more than a couple of Funko Pops in this house. You understand me? I don't want 15,000 crawling in my house because that's just creepy. But
you want to show those two right there from your latest ones because you grew up with that.
Although these were the ones that I told them that we had to buy them.
The whole line.
And we were in GameStop, and we did buy the whole.
Oh my god!
What is this?
Gummy bears.
Oh,
the Care Bears?
So it's the gummy bears.
Gummy
so
bears.
I have all of the gummy bears in pop form, other than the ogre, which I don't really care.
Ogres have layers.
So I have Toomey and Cubby and Sunny and Zoomy and Gruffy. And I'm okay without having the ogre. I don't need the ogre.
Well, it's rare to find
the
the whole
ogre
line at a store at one time.
I
know.
Yeah.
Especially that.
Never
That is
happens.
very true.
Here's one of my latest pickups, which I actually really like this line, and a few of them I'm not gonna get just because yesterday they released the Marvel Zombie Moon Knight on Funko shop.com, and as soon as it went up, it was done. It was like already sold out. But I picked this up from Hot Topic. It's Zombie She-Hulk.
Oh my god!
Interesting.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is wave 2. So in this wave, they have Zombie Thor, Gambit, Doctor Doom, Red Hulk, and MODOK. There's also a Silver Surfer, which is an exclusive that it's already sold out. He's metallic and he's holding his head, but he's on his surfboard. It's kind of cool looking. But it's a very popular line. And then this is also a very popular line. This is one of the Emerald City Comic Con 2021 exclusives. Whoa. It's Pony Tony from Garbage Pail Kid.
Good Lord.
See, now the other thing is it's funny because being 90s kids, like 80s babies and 90s kids, like we hold our childhood like very close to our heart. So like when we do find something like the Gummy Bears or Garbage Pail Kids, like if it makes a comeback, we're like snatching it up, which is really sad because now we have pops and books and comic books. And
were you guys avid Beanie Baby collectors?
I was.
Okay.
I collected the McDonald's ones. The McDonald's ones because those were
came in the Happy Meals. Yeah,
Happy Meals are cool.
I had 3, so I had 3 that were worth anything. Like I had the toucan. I still have. I had the toucan. I had the Princess Bear, and I had Wise, the owl. And I still have them only because they were gifted to me. Like they were gifts.
Yeah, you mostly collected Boyd's bears.
And then I collected Boyd's bears for a long time. And then like I sold half of my collection to a swindler who, got his just desserts afterwards. But still I kept everything that was signed by the creator, and I kept everything that was important to me. But like I have to be a little bit more careful of what I collect because, Our house is 900 square feet,
And Brian has taken over 899 square feet of it.
with tops, yes,
Yeah, that's your problem. You got
tops and physical media.
Well, how about this one from The Boys? It's Starlight, the Amazon exclusive.
This is the other one that he says is mine, but I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I love
they're
The
not
Boys,
hers,
but I
Brian.
don't
They're actually yours. Just admitted already on camera in front of 20,000 people that are watching this show.
Now, Rose, you have a daughter as well. Does she collect the Funkos at all?
We did. We collected My Little Ponies for when she was really into that show.
Yeah.
And she does have some Game of Thrones, but she just told me that I can get rid of them because she was so disappointed with the last season that she says you can get rid of all those.
Everybody
dies in the end. I don't want these pops anymore. Get them away from me.
She's like, the third season sucked. She's like, the final season was terrible. But we have a bunch of the My Little Pony ones. We have the giant Discord and a few others, and they had the different pony line too, which we have a few of those too. The thing is with Funko, it's just like a never ending like there's a bottomless pit, okay, where you can throw all your money down the hole because and I'm being a collector and being kind of like an obsessive kind of collector, and I buy what I like. I buy a lot and then regret later.
Yeah,
it's like the slogan for all businesses: buy now, regret later. That's the slogan for every business in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. And the thing about this is Funko isn't just these pops. They have these new things that I think came out a couple years ago. They're called sodas, and they come in little soda cans. Willow, if you can find some of the photos of that,
absolutely.
They're really cool. And on the can, each soda has a chase. And they will tell you one out of whatever chance to get a chase. And it's so funny. Like I was going deep dive on YouTube, watching unboxing videos of people doing the sodas and stuff. And like the one guy, he had 2 chases in his mystery box. They were two sodas, and they were both chases. And like,
holy,
yeah. It was like the Chase Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters, which I think is like $100 value. It's really cool, but they come in like soda cans, and they look like real soda cans, and you just pop the top and then you pull it out and see what you get.
I love you, but if you start doing that, I'm gonna maintain that you need to get a job.
I did not realize until like yesterday somebody told me that they're all different. You can get different ones, and I didn't know that.
Look at this. Look at these sodas and these weird looking figures.
Yeah. And if you look on the can there, the yellow circle will tell you how many pieces are in there. So like they'll say like 10,000 pieces of this character.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Well, the Wonder Woman one in this particular photo looks kind of cool, but other than that, I'm like, why would I buy you?
They look weird.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like I get the big heads and the big eyes. I get that. Like
I don't get it
because they look like bobbleheads, but
I don't
understand the weird looking.
Yeah,
faces.
I mean,
I'm not. I don't know.
Reminds us of the '80s scene in Big. I still don't get it. I don't understand half the things that go on in this world. But anyway,
it's amazing how far we've come as when it comes to collector items. Because I was looking through my junk pile, and I found a Betty Boop Pez dispenser that hasn't been opened yet. And I'm just like, I got that like several years ago, and there is a huge market for Pez dispensers.
Yes, there is.
And
I think though too, like again, isn't it kind of a throwback to your childhood? You know, Pez was huge in the 60s and the 70s, and then even in the end of the 80s.
Even right now, like people are still collecting Pez,
and they're still collecting them.
Hot Wheels as well. You know,
yeah, Hot Wheels is everywhere. Man, I look at Target; those things are selling sort of like hotcakes. It's like, hey, I remember when I was 5 and I had Hot Wheels, but I don't anymore. But,
when you have people that are looking for particular waves of particular things, it's like, I get it, but how much can I how much can I keep up with? Like,
Yeah.
And there's only so much space in a married couple's home that can go around, right, Brian? So you got to be careful with what you spend your money on and where you place it, son.
And we were talking, Funko was a company that was founded in 1998, and we're talking about different fandoms. And I had brought this up to you that I don't know why it took so long for this to actually become Funko. They really are releasing Seinfeld. Like in wave 1, there's 17 different Funko items, and they're not all pops. There's like the sets.
Mm-hmm.
So there's George somewhere. I don't remember all of them, but they're releasing the Soup Nazi.
Yeah, he was showing me the things, and I'm like, I've never watched. I'm gonna get shanked for this, but I never watched Seinfeld because, like I said, I didn't get it. Like whatever we were talking about before, like we were watching TV shows. Like when we come back to watch a new TV show or watch it at a different time in our lives, we're like, oh yeah, okay, I can understand it now. I still don't get a lot of the humor because it's not my humor, but I can get it. I'm like, okay, well, it was funnier than it was when I was, 16.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. There you go. There's the core.
The
That's
poofy
the core
dress.
4 right there. That's the core 4.
The poofy shirt. That is awesome.
Hey. It's a puffy shirt. Puffy
Sorry.
shirt. And Willow, he was going to be the first pirate, but I don't want to be a pirate. Come on. The puffy shirt is iconic. Now, I don't think it's one of the greatest episodes of all time, but it is enjoyable to a point. I'll give you that. But anyway, we can talk about, by the way, Brian, write this down. Favorite Seinfeld episodes on Reels and Heels coming soon in 2021. You're welcome, Brian.
Can I just say that was a good Jerry Seinfeld impersonation there?
Dude, I can do impressions of all 4 of them all day long, son. Just give me an episode and I'll do it. If you have the time. But yeah, that line of Seinfeld pops. There's a couple I got my eye on, if you catch my drift. But like I said, I'm going to wait for birthdays and Christmases.
I think there's another popular show that was released a few years ago as a Funko line, and that was the Friends line. They actually have a box set of them in the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how cool! I didn't know that.
Central Perk, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and another popular line is The Simpsons, and one of the hot ones of that line is Homer on the couch watching the TV. And it's funny because when you turn the thing around and you look on the TV, it says created by Matt
Groening.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can understand, but like
Simpsons.
Like Rose said, it's a pit of it's a
it's
of
a
whatever.
pit of
You can throw a
despair,
lot of
Rose. It's a
money in
pit of
there.
despair.
Yeah.
It is. That's what I was gonna say, but I was like, well.
So Ryan, besides Seinfeld, what other lines in the Funko are you excited about?
Well, I don't know, Brian, because I don't follow current events like you do. But I do have a number of pops here that are from other runs that we can talk about a little bit later if you want to. But other than that, as far as new lines are concerned, I'm just excited to see Seinfeld because
not just new lines. I mean, lines that are already out. Like,
okay. Well, if we can talk past lines, stuff that I already own, I would say the Marvel 20th anniversary of the X-Men movie line. I have a bunch of those. I got Storm, Cyclops, Beast. How are you? You want to say hi to the camera? Let's say hi to the camera. Nightcrawler is here, because Nightcrawler from X2 was freaking fantastic, played by Alan Cumming, aka Boris from GoldenEye. I'm looking at you, Alan Cumming.
Favorite.
Yeah, so I got
my
those.
favorite character.
I have the X-Men Gambit Glow in the Dark pop that Brian selfishly brought up to the camera earlier. That's being selfish. I got Boromir from Lord of the Rings. I have that one. I have Raiden from the original Mortal Kombat video game line. That's cool because the original 95 film is fantastic. I don't care what people say. And I got Han Solo shooting a blaster at Stormtroopers, a Galaxy Convention exclusive from 2017, where he's wearing the white belt from the Stormtrooper outfit, and he's got his regular outfit on. And he's like, "Get back to the ship! Where are you going? Come back!" Certainly has courage. Wasn't do us any good if he gets himself killed. Come on. Anyway, yeah, that's just some of the pops that I have. Brian, what do you got? No, I'm kidding. We don't want to know. You have too much already, and I'm sick and tired.
Well, I mean, the lines that I gravitate towards are Marvel. I really love Marvel, especially the Deadpool line.
X-Men.
Deadpool is one of the only characters that you could just do whatever. I was showing Nicole, like, there was a Deadpool where he's having a barbecue, and then there's King Deadpool and he's sitting on a throne with a crown. And then there's a Deadpool riding a unicorn. I mean, what other characters can...
Well, if Dad showed all of his Funko Pops, you guys would be here for a long time.
Wow, look at the producer throwing some shade at the love couple in camera one. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he likes to throw shade at his dad. He doesn't get me too much.
It's okay.
But you were saying about Deadpool?
I like Deadpool. I mean, I think it lends itself to the character again with the money pit of despair. Because you really could, like, you get really ridiculous with what you love. But I have the Supernatural Pops. I think it's the only one that I've avidly looked for, aside from the Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty ones. I think those are the only ones that I've avidly looked for. Brian just told me that the gummy bear ones were coming out, and I was like, I really think we need to have those. And then we found them all at GameStop, which doesn't happen.
As Rose said, you never find a full line at any store.
And they were literally in a line. Like, I picked them up off the shelf like this, and I put them on the cupboard.
That's rare. That's rare.
Blessings when you get the whole set in one day.
So, I mean, I guess, and I told them, I said, we're not going to buy Pops that aren't part of our fandom because we can't. Like, we just don't have space. But also, we don't have money. Like, not like that. Like,
does anyone have money these days?
I mean,
just I'm on their website right now.
Good
and
heavens,
of course,
Willow! Why are you showing me these images?
That's one of their exclusives now.
Yeah. Now, can I just say this? We are going to be doing monthly Funko giveaways. Every month, we're going to give away 2 Funkos, but we're going to do it mystery style. We will kind of show you what we got, and then we'll pick the 2 winners, but the winners will not know what they're getting. I think it's going to be fun that way. But that one that you did show, that is one of the ones that are in the collection to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have one for ourselves.
See, he double purchased. See, this is where he gets into trouble because he doesn't tell me.
You know what?
Sorry, kids, you're not eating today because Daddy spent money.
Brian's going to be in the doghouse for much longer than the next 48 hours, and I'm not talking just about 48 Hours Mystery, where he may end up on an episode of that. But Brian, you double dipped the chip. You took a pop, you took a bite, and then you dipped again. So that's like putting your whole mouth right in the dip. Okay? Yeah. Brian, from now on, when you take a pop, just take one dip and end it.
I cannot think of where that's from, but I know that I have quoted that before.
That's from Seinfeld, aka the greatest sitcom of all time, according to Ryan. So there you go.
I have quoted that.
I just feel like it's time that we give back to our followers, and what way to do something cool like that. We have a good community in the HWS family, and just figured why not do something like that. So if you want to,
at the disparity of my pocketbook.
Well, what we'll do is, and I will post this, how to enter is you will email us at reelsandheelsofficial@gmail.com, and you will just tell us what your favorite Funko Pop is, and we will
tell him because
this
is his job that he
at the end of the month we will pick 2 winners, and we will notify them and get all their information and send them out Funkos.
There's a very large stack behind me.
Yeah,
awaiting transport to their new homes.
I love this.
But since I did bring it up, what are your guys' thoughts on the whole mystery box thing? I mean, you see them on eBay, Amazon. Sometimes they're guaranteed, like they give you a guaranteed value on how much you spend. You will guarantee some kind of pop. For instance, if you buy a $40 mystery box, and it says it's guaranteed $40, and you're going to get at least $40 worth. So we'll start with you, Ryan. What is your opinion on the mystery boxes, and do you think they're fun, especially doing live unboxings and stuff?
Why do you always come to me with these questions? No,
the quote.
Because we love to torture you, Ryan.
Exactly.
Because you can think on your feet. That's why.
I think secretly behind closed doors, Garrett and company recruited Nerd Culture to be part of HWWS just so they could torture Ryan on a weekly basis. So Garrett, I'm looking at you, and Sage, you have a bit part to play in this too. Don't worry, Sage, I love you. I don't know so much about Garrett though. But anyway, to answer your question, even though I'm prancing around it like a nobody, I've done something known as Mystery Grail. It just started a couple months ago from mysterygrail.com. And I bought one, and you're guaranteed to get either a common, a grail, or like a mega grail, I think it's called. I mean, the chances are like 1 in a million of getting the grail, but it's still fun. And they're $15 plus tax, which isn't terrible. So I did it once. It was fun. Didn't get a pop that I would want to keep. But hey, I think it's fun to do once in a while, but I don't think it's a thing I would do like every single week because, as I said before, #broke college kid, don't have money. So yeah, I think Mystery Grails to a certain degree can be fun. Just depends on who you're getting them from and, which one you actually end up getting because, most of the time you get a common that you can get for X amount of money in another place. And you're like, why did I pay $65 for this, man? But it depends. So bottom line here is, Brian, it depends. It really depends.
Yeah. What about you, Rose? What do you think of the whole mystery box thing? They seem to be very popular.
I probably wouldn't do it because I like the ones that I like. But I mean, just for fun, every now and then I might want to do one, just to see, because I like the mystery minis. I buy those minis just to see what I'm going to get on the inside, and that's sort of like the soda can thing. It's basically a different kind of mini in a can.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think everybody already knows my opinion on this. #broke teacher with a husband with a habit.
No, but seriously, what do you think of the whole idea of mystery boxes?
I mean, I understand. Okay, I don't like surprises. Like, I want to know what I'm getting. That's why I don't shop online very often, and I don't understand the children wanting to do the mystery like Lego people and the mystery Imaginext people, and then of course they get mad when they don't get what they wanted. But I'm like, I don't like surprises, so I don't like them at all. Plus, it gets expensive after a while when you're married to, yeah. I mean, the concept is great if you like surprises, but I don't like surprises.
Try being in the car hobby. Yeah, you think Funkos are expensive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and your hobby takes up a lot more space than ours. Like, we have a greater number in a smaller amount of space.
That and Legos. The Lego hobby is just as crazy as the Funko stuff.
Oh,
well,
Legos.
No,
so
we have a
expensive.
Lego hobby too. Legos.
So, Funko, which I said was started in.
I didn't. Did Rose say something? Because I missed it.
I'm sorry.
Hear. I don't know.
Can you guys hear me? Do I need to get out and come back in?
You might.
Well,
have
you're frozen.
Yeah,
so
you might have to restart.
Okay.
Well, in the words of a broadcast journalist, she'll be right back after these commercial breaks. But with that being said, Brian, in the words of Jaws here, Brian, you're going to need a bigger boat. You're going to need a bigger house, boy. You need a much bigger. Forget about a house. You need a mansion that's going to end up on an episode of MTV Cribs. That's what you're going to need.
Yeah, and we better have the income to pay somebody to clean the damn thing. Because I
true. Well, if we're gonna do that, we gotta make sure the kids are dressed too.
Damn it.
Well,
see, I knew Ryan would laugh.
If he sells all his Funkos, say that can be his retirement fund.
There you go.
It might have to be because I will have died already, and he will have to live off of something.
Ooh, that's a fair point, ladies and gentlemen.
But Willa, if you can bring up some photos of the awesome Funko store from Seattle, Washington.
No.
Google.
We're not going to Seattle.
But Brian is by himself.
Well, I might ship him there.
I mean, check this out.
Go live with the pops.
I think Willow wants to live in Seattle now because of that very car.
One day I will go.
You gonna go to Seattle, get your picture taken in that little itty bitty little Batmobile?
I've seen pictures of the place. They have like, you know, like all the Disney princesses and stuff like that, and it's you know what? I would love to visit Legoland and the Funko HQ. Like those are two places that I would really love to visit. You know what? It's funny. You guys are probably going to be very disappointed in me. I really don't want to go to Disneyland or Disney World. I find that the idea of it just is overpriced
and overwhelming.
Some of us can attest to that.
But
Legoland is fun. Like,
yeah,
I mean, Disney's fun
Legoland
too, but yeah, it is overpriced.
I like Disneyland. Or Disney World. I do, but it's a lot of money. And even when you had passes and you weren't spending a ton of money, if you went and you had to feed everybody, it was like, holy crap. So it's still really expensive.
Do they play the theme song at Legoland? Everything is awesome.
Yes,
Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Do they play that? Because if they do, I will go there. Like physically, I will go to Legoland with my peeps, aka my friends. For those of you who are wondering, what is Ryan talking about with these references? So if we go to Legoland, I want to hear "Everything is awesome," and then I'll have a good time.
I do enjoy Legoland.
So I wanted to get Carrie to come in because I was hearing from John that he would be the right person, or was it Adam? I think somebody was telling me that they would be a good person for this episode.
I think it was Dave who taught us that.
Dave, yes,
yeah, Dave, the guy who chose sports over his best friends to be on the show today. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Well, I don't understand the comment though. It says I pop in and hear blasphemy right off the bat.
Probably because I said that I don't want to go to Disneyland. I would rather go to Funko Land.
Hey, Willow, I'm okay with that. If we hang out at Funko Land one day with you, I'm cool with that. It doesn't matter to me.
I think I'd rather go there than Disneyland. So.
Yeah, can I just say that? I'll go to Funko Land.
But I've never been to Seattle anyway. So
Neither
I've always wanted to go to Seattle because I want to see the Space Needle and stuff like that, and in the Fisherman's Wharf area. All right, well that's San Francisco, but I don't know what it's called in Seattle.
I don't know. I've never been to Seattle, so I don't know. But if Maleficent is on the roof, I might have to crawl up on the roof and take my picture with her.
Oh boy.
On the roof. The roof
of the house or the
Anyways,
roof of the
I'm from Michigan, just let it go. And stand next to Maleficent because I do like that pop. I do like that pop.
I'm gonna be right back. My cats are starting to knock stuff over.
Oh dear, that's not a good thing.
Before they break something, I'm gonna go give them snacks. I'll be right back.
Commercial break from Willow, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind.
So Ryan, I know you always talk about this website. $7 a pop.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. There are so many places to buy Funkos, and a lot of YouTubers talk about this place, but there's also a few other places that are just as good as $7 a pop. But you want to go ahead and kind of give them a shout out and share your information about your dealings with them?
My dealings with them. Boy, that sounds shady if I ever heard it. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. So let's give everyone a bit of background here because I know Rose is chopping at the bit to find out what is this, Ryan. $7bucksapop.com to me personally is one of, if not the best website I've ever seen where it comes to buying Funko Pops, Wacky Wobblers, other Funko related products. If you go to $7bucksapop.com, you can click on newly added. They do pop drops every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday. And then they have something called the Signature Series where they have celebrities sign Funko Pops, and you can buy those every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which, by the way, is happening right now on the very interwebs of $7bucksapop.com. So, most of my collection has come from them, and they're great. Their prices are great. They have some stuff that I've been looking for a while. Sometimes they have whole sets. Other times they have things I would not expect them to have, but they have them anyway. For instance, Cloud City Duel featuring Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, which was a Walgreens exclusive.
Yeah, I showed you that one.
Thank you, $7bucksapop.com. What's up, son? So because of them, I have that, and then a bunch of other people I've gotten pops from. Also, this is one of my most prized possessions. I'm sorry I can't bring it up on camera. My bad. I have the 10-inch Funko Pop of Indiana Jones that I got from $7bucksapop.com on sale during Thanksgiving week. They had a sale where all pops that are bigger than 4 inches are 20% off. I got the 10-inch Indiana Jones sitting right here because of $7bucksapop.com. So my heart goes out to them because they are awesome. So if you're looking for Funko Pops, go to $7bucksapop.com. You will not be disappointed. And by the way, speaking of mystery stuff, Brian, Mystery Grail.com does weekly drops every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which you can find at mysterygrail.com. And not only do you get a pop with every Mystery Grail, but you get a scratch-off card where you can get tokens to redeem in the prize shop on that website, and you can end up buying even more Funko Pops and other Funko-related products. So just check out those websites. You will not be disappointed. And tell them that Ryan sent you because it's awesome. Why not?
Right.
Anyway, Brian, does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I was going to say, you bring up Mystery Grail, which they're the same company.
Yeah, they're owned by $7bucksapop.com. They're a spinoff.
Right. Yeah, that is a great site. And they also have what they call the rescue, where they sell the damaged, even if they're grails, at a discounted price.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people will do is they will buy those and then they'll just, I guess, go to Funko and they will get the boxes because you can buy boxes and stuff. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
I hear I was talked about.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
Well, look, you call my name. I'm like Beetlejuice. You call my name. Here I am.
We said it too much.
Well, Willow said it too much. It wasn't my fault, Dave.
Hey, look, I also brought a friend.
Did you?
I did.
Who is the friend? Can we see this friend? Hello, friend.
I got a loud shirt on right now. Sorry.
Hi.
Hey, Carrie, bring my Funkos over here.
Oh, God.
We're
going to be here all night, folks. All night with Dave.
So Carrie's mad at me because I am a weird Funko collector that lets my Funkos breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And Carrie is not a fan of that. But I did get one new one today that I haven't even opened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Macho Man.
Okay, let's bring you up.
Yeah, we got to
here. Let me take my
screen,
green screen. Let me take my green screen off so you can see.
All right.
That is a ridiculously good-looking Funko Pop.
That's cool.
I was telling Carrie earlier that that we need to have a Macho Man version where he's holding a Slim Jim.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, why is that not a thing?
Should be a thing.
Now, don't they already have him in that yellow costume that he wears, but just not with the Slim Jim? I think
they do.
Yes, and I'm looking. Oh, hey, Carrie, bring my other Macho.
Oh, gosh.
So it's kind of like it.
Is it?
So it's very close.
There you go.
So it's got the yellow hat.
Look at that.
Whoop, over this way.
That is cool looking.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen one.
See, when they breathe, you can actually pose them and put them up in the right place. And see, if I didn't let them breathe, then let's see if you can see this here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh my word.
That's a good point.
Or
it's a good point he brings up.
That.
Mm.
Very nice.
So if I was a collector that just that was buying them to sell, then yeah, you keep them in the box. But I collect them to look at them and make them pose nice.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So let me ask you this, since I've asked everybody else. When did Funko come on your radar?
Well, that would be Carrie. I didn't really start collecting until what, Carrie? 19?
It's been about a year and a half.
A year and a half, and now I'm at 100 and what did I say in the group today?
It's like 146, 150 something?
Yeah.
142.
142, thank you.
142, now 143 because Carrie brought me that Macho Man. And I have upwards of almost $3,500 according to PPG.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and PPG is pretty accurate.
Yeah. my newest pop doesn't have a price on it yet, or pretty much my newest pop. I got the new Michael Jordan Target exclusive.
Nice.
Yeah, PG still doesn't have a good price on it yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Boy, that's interesting. So I guess between the 5 of us, or the 5 cameras that we have set up here in our lovely studio, you're the cream that rises to the top. The cream.
Oh no! Well, you say of all of us here, we are the cream that rises to the top is sitting here with me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Gary,
enough.
you're going to have to come on mic now because he is a
We can switch places.
he's a completionist when it comes to
Okay.
WWE. He
That's
has
fair.
every single WWE pop.
Wow.
Yeah, and good because I want to ask him about why the WWE pops are so valuable, especially like the bearded Daniel Bryan and CM Punk pops.
Okay,
Hmm.
he is coming on right now.
As we switch on over. Oh,
Hey guys.
This is too
Hey,
much.
how you
Hey.
doing?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Was he talking about the bearded Daniel Bryan?
Yes, he was actually.
So, what is it
Sure.
about the WWE pops that make them highly collectible? Especially, there's a couple that are high priced: the bearded Daniel Bryan, and then of course the Hot Topic CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a San Diego Comic Con John Cena that's pretty expensive as well.
Yeah, so you had, so the WWE line started coming out around 2013 is when you started getting kind of your first run. You got to think in that first run alone, there's 4 number 1 John Cenas. Just alone in that, 2 of those you could only get at WWE live events. So that right there will build some value in itself, just in the exclusivity of where you could get them. And then, you've got the CM Punks, the common version plus the Hot Topic version. Punk left the company shortly after. So, WWE pulled the license there for him. So you've got that run of it. I don't even know. I think Rock's number 3, the original. Sheamus is like 4, and then you get into your Daniel Bryans, your Hulk Hogan's, your Macho Man's, your Rey Mysterio's there. You have a 2014 SDCC exclusive Rey Mysterio that back when 2014 was around, you didn't have shared exclusives. If you're not at the convention, you don't get convention pop. And so that's where a lot of the value built in that. It kills me. One of the hardest things for me is there was I recently, just in the last probably 4 months, completed the collection finally. The WWE exclusive or the live event exclusive Hulk Hogan was the one that eluded me for the longest time. And I would go back and watch YouTube videos of people's WrestleMania trips from WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, and I would see 80 of these things sitting on the shelf at the WWE Superstore, and I'm like, man, and you don't want to know what I paid to get that thing in my collection. So,
Yeah, isn't it? I want to say it's like the high triple digits, right?
yeah, it's it pushes near close to 4 digits in value for that pop alone. So, that's the coup de grace of it all in my collection. And I've branched off to other collections. Like Dave mentioned, I'm a completionist. So, where I am complete in WWE, I'm also complete right now with the entire collection of The Office that has come out to date. Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, complete on that as well. Few other ones. How I Met Your Mother, Office Space, Parks and Recreation, a couple of different lines like that, college mascots. But yeah, the WWE stuff was it was tough to put together, and it's rising in value right now. It's not a line that Funko is going to go away from. They're continuing to put stuff out left and right in the WWE line, which is only going to increase the value of these older pops as new collectors get in on them.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because this was kind of it pissed off a lot of people. It was a few years back. It was a 7-Eleven exclusive Rey Mysterio, and a lot of the 7-Eleven employees would take them for themselves, and they made it hard for regular people to get. And I mean, they were only selling it for like 10, $12 or something like that. And now it's like, if you find it, you're not going to pay that. You're going to pay high digits.
Oh yeah. That's upwards of, anywhere from $350 to $500 pop now, depending on what kind of condition you can find it in. Of course, Dave mentioned I'm an inbox collector. Everything I have is I believe Ryan mentioned $7 a pop earlier. Everything I have is in a $7 a pop protector. They are the best pop protectors on the line, or in the existence of them. So definitely make sure to use those. And their pop armors are pretty great as well. So Dave just likes to show off his pops here. But anyway, yeah. So with the 7-Eleven deal, and we're running into this again right now. So they just in the last 2-3 weeks released
Steve Austin
7-Eleven exclusive Stone Cold Steve Austin. And yeah, you run into these employees of 7-Eleven or, anybody that's around one. So for instance, me and Dave are here in Alabama. We don't have 7-Eleven here. It doesn't exist. So
well, I happen to live in the Slurpee capital of the world, so
Willow will hook you guys up with Austin 316 says I just bought your phone.
Yeah, Willow, we can talk. I do pay finder's fees, so yeah, absolutely.
She's in Canada.
Hey, Canada, stay with me. We go hockey. But anyway,
as a side business.
You would run into employees that would do it. And I mean, it happened again, I think about 2 years ago. There was a 7-Eleven exclusive Deadpool where he was holding a chimichanga. That was one of those that got ran into again, where employees found out what the value of these things were going to be, and they just bought them up. Or you would have somebody that would go in and buy the entire 6 that got put in a store. And it just leaves people, I've got people in groups on Facebook groups that up in Nashville, which would be the closest 7-Eleven to where I'm at. And there's guys that have been going in there and buying all 6 that came in the bundle and reselling them for 6 times its value.
Wow.
And it's just, you have the people that are greedy out there, and that's what they're going for. And I get it. And it, in a weird roundabout way, helps in terms of bringing the values of collections up. I mean, it's part of it. It was the same thing that happened with Beanie Babies. It's the same thing that happens with any kind of collectible. The resale market is needed to increase value of a collection. And so that's kind of where we get. I mean, I believe Ryan earlier today, I was watching you talk with Chris from the Gasselcast. Mm-hmm. He's got a tremendous collection. He puts me to shame. Absolutely. I think he puts a lot of people to shame, what him and Heather do. So, it's incredible, but, they built a lot of their value through mystery boxes and things like that. And that's where this whole thing goes to now, is just how do you build value in your collection? Well, you have to buy these $40, $50, $100, $200, $300 mystery boxes just to have a chance at a grill. You're not gonna get it for less than that. So if you're gonna take your chance on it, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's like collecting the cards from like movies and like the comic cards and stuff like that used to have like the gum in there. Trying to collect all of them for the set, and it's like you may get like a double, or you maybe get lucky and find like the specialty card. That's crazy that we're still in that mindset in today's world, just with the Funko Pops.
Oh, yeah.
So, what was the most expensive pop that you, like, let's say, chased, that you found out in the wild? Were you lucky enough to find one? Like, you weren't looking for it, it just happened to be there.
Ooh, that's a good question. Early on, I would say probably in collecting WWE, I happen to work for a company that has a location in a mall that I'm at, 2-3 times a week, and there's a FYE right across the hall. So this would have been 2018 sometime in that, but I walked in and found the Razor Ramon Chase, which is Scott Hall NWO gear. So at the time I paid $10 for it, and I think now it's upwards of $120, $130 PPG. So to be able to walk in and find that on the shelf. Now at the time it wasn't near that value, but in the 3 years it's been since then, it's grown in value, which is kind of cool in that whole sense of things, because the more they start putting these chase versions of these pops out that are NWO related, the value of some of these other ones are starting to increase. So the Hollywood Hogan, the Scott Hall, the Kevin Nash, or the Diesel Chase, however you want to say it, it's pretty cool. So I'm hoping at some point we get maybe like a 1, 2, 3 kid common with a X-Pac chase or a 6 chase. For the wrestling nerds out there. I would love to see, I think we've shown off 3 Macho Mans already today. I would love to see an NWO version of the Macho Man. There's so many versions of these things that you can do. And, I talk with Dave a lot. We got another buddy, Eric, that, we try to put these collections together, and there's just so many ways they can do it. And I think you're starting to see that now with the new wave that's getting ready to come out. We're going to start getting moments. So we're about to get the Rock and Austin stare down moment. That's going to be a pop that comes. It's a deluxe pop. They're in a ring. They're staring. So it opens.
Is that a retailer exclusive? That's Hot Topic, right? Or is it everyone?
No retailer exclusive. Yeah, it's a common. So that can be purchased anywhere. There is, I believe, a Rock and Sock 2-pack that's Walmart exclusive, getting ready to come out. So you have a lot of stuff there, but it opens the floodgates on these different things you can do. I mean, now we're talking, I need Hogan slamming Andre. I need bloody Austin and the sharpshooter at WrestleMania 13. This, the doors are wide open as to what can happen now. And that's for anything in Funko. I mean, we see it, with a lot of like the Star Wars movie moments. You look at something like Duel on Mustafar, for instance, that was I forget what the little collector's box that they do with Amazon, what they used to call it. But you could get that for $20, and then Amazon took it away. And now the pop's upwards of $150, $160 within a year's time. And that's what's so crazy about it, is you can see these things that are in stores that sit on shelves forever and ever and ever. But the minute they go off that shelf, that's when that value starts increasing, when you can't find it in a store anymore. I look at the SNL set. I'm just looking over at Dave's Pops right now. I think I could walk in and see the Target lady and more cowbell and all these things sitting on that shelf for over a year and a half's time every time I walked into Target. Now you don't see them, and value started going up. Now that cowbell pop that you could have got for $9.99 is going to cost you $40 to get. Jeez. And you could have got it for $10 for a year and a half. So it's all about the timing and things like that of it. So it's a dreadful thing to do, but it's a wonderful thing at the same time, because it can be a lot of it.
It's funny that you bring up like the wrestling like moments and the movie moments. Amazon has 2 exclusives like that for Avengers. There's the shawarma scene, and then they connect. So you buy each one that's set at the table, and you connect it, and it makes a whole piece. And then they have the famous Avengers where they are standing in a circle.
Yeah.
Those are Amazon exclusives, and those are, I think, like $20 each, but those would be something I would take out of the box to put
for sure
together.
Yeah, there's going to be certain things you have to do out of the box, but I tell Dave, and I mess with him a lot, that the box to me is part of the art of it all. When you really get down to it, I look at Macho Man here, and I think, this piece here, Nightcrawler, for instance, like there's so much art and detail that goes into the box alone. Great pop there with Jim Henson. There's so much detail in that it's great. Now, are you going to miss some details on the actual pop? 100%. But there's some really cool parts to these boxes that are out there, especially some of the movie moment ones and things like that. You mentioned, I think it got released last week. I think the pre-order started on it, but they're going to do a Boba Fett series. Where he is, and it's going to have basically all of the people that he put into Carbonite, around him.
Well,
That's cool.
That's cool.
there goes Brian's wallet again for the millionth
Have you
time.
all seen the new ones with the album cover and the
No.
people in the band?
That's
Absolutely,
cool.
yeah.
They have was it Queen, Run DMC, Linkin Park,
Lincoln Park's a good one.
AC/DC.
Def
Yeah.
Leppard.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. The AC/DC one, I see that one at Walmart still a lot. It's
There's a
pretty
couple of
cool.
them.
Dave's really needing an NSYNC one. I know that much. So,
Bye, anybody?
hey, I mean, there's
Ryan, you're gonna have to buy yourself a little pop-up shed to go outside so that you can have a place to sleep with all your pop figures.
Yeah, that's what's going to
My
end up
wife and I,
happening, Brian.
I don't know if you are a member of the Unrelated at Birth Facebook group, listener group. Little plug there.
shameless plug.
But my wife and I have a deal where when she buys pillows, I buy Funko Pops.
Oh my God.
So today I get a text message from my wife says, I might have spent a little more than I wanted to on pillows. You can buy Funko Pops. Like, what have you done?
So I got a question for you, Dave.
Yep.
Looking at your value or estimated value, what are the most expensive pops you have in your collection?
So let me pull it up. Nowhere near what Carrie's is worth. He just showed me his.
Visual aids, people.
Um,
And they help so much.
Mm-hmm.
so my most expensive, let's
Mhm.
see, price high to low.
Most valuable.
Most valuable is my Grail, the Sleeping Beauty Castle
The Sleeping Beauty
Oh.
Castle.
with
particularly.
Walt.
Oh,
Right
wow.
now it's only valued at $100.
Ooh,
Wow. Yep. So
interesting.
my most expensive is $100, but I've got the Wolfpack Sting
Oh, God, I want that one.
at $95.
Oh, Wolfpack for life, man.
Yeah, you know it.
Yes.
And then I've also got the 3-pack Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, Brer Bear.
Oh, good heavens.
That one's only.
That's cool.
The Wolfpack Sting, I'm so jello of you right now because I met Sting a couple years ago at AwesomeCon in DC. He was wearing his the red and black jacket and he had the black and white face paint and we made the Wolfpack sign.
Oh,
I'm like, dude,
man.
this is like 3 things in one. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
My daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, every time we do something fun, instead of high five, I say, "Too sweet," and she'll just
Yes.
too sweet me.
That's great parenting, ladies and gentlemen. That's hashtag parenting 101.
Yes.
That's cute.
Why this one is so expensive? It's $70. It's the Skyliner Pop.
Oh, Skyliner.
They're still selling it at Disney,
Really?
and it's at $70.
Wow.
It's the exclusivity.
What is the retail price on that?
$30.
But you can only get it at Disney. Like you can't even buy it on Shop Disney. So that's
Mhm.
why you get these values is because not everybody's making a trip to Orlando 5 times a year like Dave over here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's kind of like the baby, the Dean with Baby Supernatural. It was a Hot Topic. It was $32, and now it's sitting at around $300.
Jeez, Brian.
So thanks to
God.
Carrie over here, I've got the
Yeah, I
Scrooge
want that,
Angel.
but it's hard.
And I wasn't even looking for this one. And Carrie said he called his buddies, and they said, "Hey, we've got it. You want it?" And
Yeah, and that's the only way to get Angel as a pop.
yep.
The
Interesting.
only time that she
Interesting.
appears.
And I've got all the Anchorman. There's 5 Anchorman sets, and I've got this one, Brian Fantana. He smells like Sex Panther.
I'm so incredibly grateful that it's just that you have the problem you have and not the problem he has.
Hey, wait,
But Dave-
Nicole!
Dave, I love your deal
have
with
to-
your wife. I'm gonna have to figure out a deal like that with my husband because I swear to God, we had this conversation one time. He's like, "Well, we're gonna have to talk about like if we do any big purchases, we're gonna have to talk about it." I'm like, "Okay." So he comes up to me one day. He goes, "I was bad." I'm like, "What'd you do?" He goes, "Well, I spent $300 on what?" The he's huge into Lego. So of course, like we have the Lego Millennium Falcon, we have the Lego Batmobile,
Nice.
and we have a Lego chess set.
Nice.
He's big into like the castle stuff, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna have to set up that kind of deal.
Well, I mean,
that if we set up that deal, we would not things wouldn't happen because if it was hinging on what I purchased, I don't buy anything for myself. If I do, then I go a little overboard, and then I would allow him to buy like 800 pops, and that would be detrimental both to our wallet and to our living space.
Card in the back pocket.
Yeah, it would be bad.
By
By
the
the way,
for when you really need it.
it's funny you bring this up, Dave, because Willow hosts a talk show called Willow's Pillow Talk. So Willow, if you start buying pillows and he starts buying pops, and you incorporate the saga that Dave and his missus are doing, it would work out probably very well for you.
Here's the thing: Joe will sleep on more pillows than I will.
Okay, well, let the man get the pillows, and then you get the pops.
See, then you have other problems. I've got other problems besides pops.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have one of those too, you know.
Oh,
just
I've
so
got
you
two
know.
of them. And
Ryan has two.
me and Carrie were just at Disney, and Carrie had an extra appointment to go make another lightsaber. And my wife looked at me and said, "Hell no."
It's to a point now, even with like even the Funko thing. Like when I show up at Dave and Amanda's house, like Amanda stops me at the door and she's like, "What are you trying to bring in this house?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm not doing it." Thankfully, though, in Dave's studio, there's a window that like cracks open, and I just funnel things in through that. So,
I don't think she's not watching, is she?
yeah, she's doing the chairs.
just making
upstairs.
sure.
Here's the great thing about me and Joe is we're both nerds, and so
isn't?
My wife, guilty.
we both are bad collectors when it comes to stuff, and like we'll go to like Walmart or one of their collectible stores, and he'll be like, "Oh, I want this. I want this. I want this." We walked away with a buttload of cars, like the collectible cars from like Walmart, and of course I saw like the Batmobiles.
Of course you did.
I'm like, "Yep, yoink."
It's a scary thing. Like everybody who does Hot Wheels, and they're starting to do like Star Wars related Hot Wheels, and I'm like, "Oh, this is not good." Like it's another black hole to send yourself down. I'm just like,
Not good for anybody.
I can't do it. Why would you?
Carrie, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Sure.
You follow pretty much Funko, like what's hot and what's not, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so for our audience, tell us one pop that we shouldn't buy right now, and 5 pops that we should.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
We're gonna be here all day, man.
Yeah, we could be here a while. Right now, so Amazon just released 2 new Star Wars pops. There's a Qui-Gon and an Obi-Wan. They're going to be hot on the resale market right now because Amazon's initial stock went through really quick. Don't buy. They will restock. They will restock. Right now, they're reselling for $60 to $70 when people just paid $10.99 for it on Amazon. Don't buy. Do not buy. They will restock. So stay away from those. Hey, if you were lucky enough to get one of those awesome Pepe Le Pew pops, congratulations. He got canceled. So that is currently going up in value real quick. That was a pop you could have got $15.
Wow.
SDCC 2018, 19, one of the two of those. In the last week, value rose from about $30 to around $160, just because of the cancellation. Also, any of the let's see, what else is hot right now? Cara Dune, Mandalorian, first wave. You got those. Congratulations. I feel weird saying congratulations on that because of the circumstances, but I mean,
Touchy-feely issue, yeah.
You know, it kind of is what it is in that situation. If you know, it's one of those things where with pop culture trends and things like that, you know, we're never going to see Cara Dune in Mandalorian again, or that iteration of Cara Dune. So you know, it's going to start moving certain ways. Deshaun Watson right now for the NFL is a very hot topic, with a lot of lawsuits coming down on him right now for misconduct outside of the facilities with masseuses and things like that. So his pop as a quarterback for the Houston Texans will probably go up in value here pretty soon because there's never going to be another one made. So it's weird to look into situations like that with values and things like that. But that would be kind of where I would say kind of look in terms of value. And then you also got to look at different things that are getting ready to come out. So if you can find them cheap right now, buy up all the Godzillas you can, because with the new Kong Godzilla movie getting ready to come out, you're going to have a bunch of people jumping on that bandwagon.
I think wait to see that movie.
I think something's going to be really hot too that we just got to watch yesterday, and folks probably are watching today. I think it got a very good reception. I think the Falcon and Winter Soldier pops are gonna move pretty well.
Are they gonna sell out like WandaVision? Because those you can't even find.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I think I want to maybe give some, attest to that a little bit with COVID and things like that. Is WandaVision gave us something to look forward to, as well as Falcon and Winter Soldier. Good kudos to Disney, Marvel, the way that they're putting this whole calendar together, where we have a new piece of content, I think, every day until Christmas Day, that comes from the Marvel, Disney, things like that. So it's interesting. But yeah, I would say probably keep an eye on the Falcon and Winter Soldier pops. And again, because if they do it like WandaVision, with each episode that comes out, we're going to get introduced to new characters, and those pops will get released shortly after. With WandaVision, it took, I think, getting through 7 episodes before we were given an Agnes pop. Or Agatha, however you want to say it. So spoilers. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, so it's, if you haven't watched by now, it's your fault.
Okay, I don't mind. I've never seen the show. I don't know what's going on, but that's fine. You can spoil it for me.
So is it being around?
Hey, it's been around a while. If you haven't seen it, sorry.
We are talking about WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm fine with being spoiled because I don't really care for that show. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm going to watch, so no spoilers on that. But you can spoil WandaVision for me. And the 5 million people who are watching right now, it's fine.
They have the.
I'm gonna tell you straight up though, Falcon and Winter Soldier was probably the best 40 minutes of television I've watched.
That's saying a lot.
That's a bold statement for one episode of one series.
Since like the last episode. Well, okay.
Like,
so
it's a very good
realm, I can't say one. I was gonna say WandaVision, but I can't say WandaVision because really it's different. So like
Falcon Winter Soldier was just like you were watching Endgame again.
It wasn't.
It was good. It was good. But it wasn't the best episode of television I've watched in
just wait though.
Okay.
Just wait.
But see, I am 1,000% biased because I love Anthony Mackie. I don't know.
Cut the check, as he likes to say behind the scenes.
I give it to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I told Dave this today. It did exactly what I said it was going to do. It's going to be action-packed. It's not going to be WandaVision. It's not going to be the trying to figure out the mystery every week.
Thank goodness.
It gave you the action. It gave you what you go to a theater to watch a Marvel movie for.
Witty banter.
And it's going to do that for 8 more episodes or 9 more episodes, whatever's left.
I just really liked it.
Yeah, it's 6 episodes.
Good. I'm in full agreement with Nicole. Yeah. Absolutely.
And without spoiling anything, I just want to say the stuff with Falcon and his sister was really deep.
Super deep.
Yeah.
Falcon has a sister? Boy, thanks for spoiling that. Thanks a lot, Brian.
What are we? Hey, I have 2 sisters, Ryan. Spoiler.
There you go. Whatever. I'm still going to watch it. You kind of spoiled a little bit for me there, Brian, but whatever.
That's not a spoiler,
dude. I want to go in cold as can be. I don't want to know a single thing walking into this baby.
Well, then get on it.
That's not a spoiler. That's a promise.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Dave.
But I think the point is that there was a question, like we had this whole conversation about heroes and like, what's up, and how do they live? And so do they get paid? No. And if they get paid, then how much do they make? Because there's no way that they could sustain the lives they're living if they don't make you're like, okay, so is the government giving them a costume? Is the government, giving them weaponry? Is the government paying their mortgage? Like, I don't know.
Stark Industries is paying for everything.
I think the only one that actually got paid was Captain America. He got a pension through the VA.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, we know how wonderful the
Technically,
VA
then Bucky did too for a minute.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's you're walking a fine line on spoilers.
Who's paying for people's mental health? Like, who's paying for that? Like, do they have insurance? These are the things I want to know.
Coming soon to Reels and Heels, the real true stories of how superheroes actually make money and live. Coming to HWS Web TV in 2021.
But to hop back onto the Funko thing, I do want to ask. I asked everyone else this, and you weren't there yet. What is it that attracts people to Funko and it made it like this big global thing?
Affordability.
Yeah.
Well, I say that if you can get them at retail, it's affordability.
That's
so that's the key to it all, getting in from the ground up. So that's thankfully what I did with The Office. Oh God, those are going to be expensive at some point.
It's the nostalgia value of it all. It's our way of reliving our childhood.
Trust me, it's because, again, I try not to send myself down rabbit holes that are going to clean out my wallet. But like when the retro toys line came out and the Ninja Turtles that I grew up playing with in the early 90s, late 80s, those are those figures, and they're in the same pose as those figures where I'm like, I want them, but I know they're going to put 9-10 more of them out, and I don't need to add that to anything else. So, but it is that nostalgia piece of it, of getting in there, finding things that from your childhood, or even something that just triggers a happy memory. I mean, it's a serotonin booster is really all it is.
That is exactly right. I agree. Yeah, I see it's just like the He-Man. I want that collection so bad, but it's just like, do I have any more room? Not really. But I look at them and they make me happy because it reminds me of 6th grade and everybody, all the kids having their, they bring in their Castle Grayskulls,
Absolutely.
That would be really. Do they have a Grayskull Funko yet?
I have not seen one. I see the Beast, that they have this like 10-inch Beast Man that I keep trying not to buy.
Yeah, there's
Funko. If you're listening, we want He-Man standing in front of the castle with the sword.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, there's a lot in the Mochi line.
Some of these characters and moments you're talking about, just a little bit before Ryan's time, but I get the reference.
Yeah. So, Carrie, did you see yesterday in the Marvel line, the zombie Marvel line, they released Moon Knight on Funko Shop. As soon as it went up, it was already sold out.
Yeah, so the Infinity Warps line and the zombie line are two that are very interesting Marvels that they're going with. And, I didn't know that the zombie line would take off as well as it did, but kudos to them. They know their audience. And so that was pretty interesting to see. With you saying that, I'm very happy to see that Funko is back to surprise drops again.
Yeah, I had 2 of those in my cart. Went to check out, it's like sold out. I was like, what the hell?
Gotta fight those bots, man. Gotta fight those bots.
See, I hate that. That's not fair.
Makes Nicole happy. That means Brian's not spending any more money.
Watch it.
Won't do it, Brian.
Funko Shop,
save your money, man. Save your money.
3 years ago, Funko Shop drops were one of those things where you knew it was coming on Wednesday, you knew it was at 1:00, but you had no clue what was going to happen until the drop actually happened. And then for a while, they would give you like a preview the day before. Here's what's coming tomorrow. So like everybody could get together and get ready. And then, it just kind of wasn't one of those things. So I like the surprise aspect of it, to not know what's coming and to be like, okay, it's 1 o'clock Central. What's coming up? What's coming up? Okay, I don't need it. Moving along with my day. Or if it's something you need, you're like, gotta get my info in, whatever. So, I think it adds some excitement back to it with what they're doing that way. So I'm all for it. Sorry you didn't get your pops, Brian.
Yeah,
but
Save some money.
It saved you some money. So, but
It's
hey,
okay. He got two Scarlet Witch pops coming from me.
He spent a couple $100 in Canadian money to get those, so he's fine.
Did you also get some maple syrup?
Willow had the Scarlet Witch from Age of Ultron and Civil War.
Nice.
Civil War, good movie. Age of Ultron, not so much.
Yeah, those are good. Hey, there was an even movie. Yeah, Triple H. Look at there. Triple H.
By the way, Willow, you're tempting me to buy out that Aquaman and Triple H pop.
They're available if you want them.
So, Jerry, do you collect the sodas as well?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Carrie, do you collect the Funko sodas?
Oh, no. That is not an avenue I have attempted to go down. Now, when they come out with the WWE sodas, we're going to have a different story.
Right.
Because that will happen.
Did they announce sodas for WWE or no?
Not yet. It's coming. I mean, it's
they'll come.
They're gonna show up at some point. Where they just announced 3 pop pins that are coming, and so that's a first kind of avenue that they're going to kind of go down with that. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where they're just going to continue to push stuff out, and I'm going to just keep spending money.
Yeah, the only WWE pop that Nicole wants is Edge, and we can't find Edge anywhere.
I'll be on the lookout. If I can find an Edge, I will send your way.
Are there alternate versions of Edge, or is it just him as the rated R superstar?
Currently, there is only one version of Edge. I think
it's the new Edge, right? When he returns, I think
it's the new Edge.
With the gray hair that makes him look like he's 50. Okay,
give him retiring again, and Christian's deal to be done with AEW, however long that's going to be. Let that end, and then you're going to start really seeing some throwbacks with those guys in the next
10-second poses,
4 or 5 years. Yeah, we'll get a 10-second pose 2-pack. I think eventually maybe we'll see a Brood 3-pack, maybe with a Gangrel in there. So there's some cool stuff that could come. There's a lot. I mean, I have a wish list that goes pretty long of stuff I want to see. I'll rattle my top 5 off just for content's sake here.
Well, I was going to ask everyone what their 5 wish list of lines that are not out or have not been announced that people would like to see. So go ahead and start with yours.
Oh, I got a few.
Well, I mean, I won't even do the WWE pops I want to see then. If there's lines that have not come out that I want to see, one was just announced, so we're actually getting it. But Seinfeld, it was long overdue.
Amen, brother. Amen.
It needed to happen. We've got it. We've already got 3 pops out of it, but I need to see more. I need to see more How I Met Your Mother pops.
Yep.
There's so many that can be done. Different versions of Ted's Halloween costume, Marshall. There's a lot of stuff. We've got Robin Sparkles, thankfully, already, but I think there's a lot more that can be done there. Man, I want to see more Disney park rides. I think there's some really cool.
That would be neat.
Things you can do with that. We've got a few with like Splash Mountain and Dumbo and things like that.
Speaking of Splash Mountain, that one is skyrocketing.
Absolutely. Well, you're about to have the changeover with Splash Mountain, so if you can get the original version, it's pretty cool. But I would love to see like a Space Mountain car. That would be really cool. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train would be a really fun one to see. There's quite a few. Aladdin's Magic Carpet, all that good stuff.
Yeah, didn't they just announce the Jungle Cruise with Mickey Mouse?
Well, there's already a Jungle Cruise. Now they're going to add one with Mickey Mouse to it as well. So I think that's pretty cool.
Did someone say Jungle Cruise?
Oh, that's cute.
More visual aids.
Hey,
Dave. Nobody likes to show off.
I want to see that again.
Can we get a take 2 on that? Can you put that in the camera? There it is.
Oh my gosh.
That is
like
so
Alan
cool.
Grant driving the Jungle Cruise.
That's adorable.
Yeah,
That's cool.
there you go.
So there's that. I would like to see, and I think there's already a 4-pack out there, but I would like to see maybe some more from the new scenes of Snyder's cut of Justice League.
Yeah.
I think there would be some cool pops you could do that way. Man, there's a lot. And me, I'm like a closet soccer fan over here.
Closet.
I'm not really a closet soccer fan. I'm a pretty big soccer fan. So I would like to see, in the U.S., I would like to start seeing maybe some MLS pops from some teams that are out there.
Because they have like the European ones, right? They have like Manchester United and
you've got a lot of the
Real Madrid.
Yeah, so I would like to see some more, local stuff. Would be kind of cool on that. And the last thing I'll say is, they're doing it at Funko Hollywood right now, but I wish they would bring it to their website. The popify yourself. That needs to be a thing that's open to everyone, not just the people that go to Funko Hollywood. Like, give me an option to upload a headshot and pay you whatever you're going to ask me to pay you, and make a pop of me. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's something really big. I see a lot of like custom pop makers out there. I mean, some not so good, some really good.
That would be kind of where I say. And then my dream that'll never happen is I would like to take every the best player that ever played on each Major League Baseball team, and I wish they would do a pop of them and then build the stadium around them as like a pop moment.
Oh, that would be neat.
You would have like Babe Ruth in Old Yankee Stadium, or you would have Nolan Ryan, pitching, or you would have Chipper Jones at the old Brave Stadium, or whatever it may be, whoever you think the best player is, Barry Bonds at the Giant Stadium. I think that would be kind of cool to have those where you could get all the stadiums and, have them either connect up or interlink or whatever. There used to be that way with the old, I can't even think of the name of the company that did them, but you had the little figures that were about 3 inches tall. And I think Dave has realized there's some of these in his drawer over here. But anyway, used to have those little things, and you could put them in there and connect the players all together. So I think that would be something kind of cool to see.
That's really
cool. All right. Seeing how you're a soccer fan, wouldn't it be cool to see a foosball table of Funko soccer players?
That would be neat.
I'd buy that. I would totally buy that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Ryan, you said you had your wish list. What is it?
Yeah, mine's out of left field. There's a sports reference for you. And these are never going to happen, but if they do, I'll probably be kind of a happy camper, I guess. I don't know, maybe just happy. Aside from the fact that we're getting Seinfeld, about time. God. Anyway, I'd like to see some Funko Pops from one of the greatest films of all time, known as Field of Dreams. If you build it, he will come. I want my Field of Dream Pops because everyone needs to dream and everyone needs to accomplish something in life, and that movie does it in spades. I think it'd be cool to see some, I don't know, this is this old movie, a really, really old movie that like 2.5 people saw when I was growing up, called Captain Ron with Snake Plissken. Kurt Russell was in it. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him. He just did turn 70 like 2 minutes ago. Happy birthday, Kurt Russell. So Captain Ron wearing his blue and white shirt would be nice. Maybe Martin Harvey, maybe Caroline and Ben and what was his wife's name? Hey, what's happening, Kitty? If Kitty was in there, that'd be Coolio times 5.
You can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sail.
Yeah, something. I don't know if that was in the movie, but yeah, I see where you're going. Let's see here. I don't know. I just saw this movie for the first time, and I really liked it. Let's get some pops from that movie known as Speed with John Wick and Sandra Bullock. How about that one? Yeah, Jack Traven. Yeah. How about that? That'd be cool. So yeah, those would be some cool ones. Let's see. Who am I missing here? There's so many movies on my shelf. Give me a minute here.
Twister.
I like Twister, but not so much to the point where I would buy pops from them. But I don't know. Let's see. There's so many movies over here. Which one am I missing? I don't know. Maybe Galaxy Quest.
Ooh, that'd be a good line. That would be a good line.
I mean, it's the greatest Star Trek movie that's ever been made. That's not a Star Trek movie, so I figure why the heck not? Yeah, or you know what I really want? I would probably much rather have this as a hot toy, but if it's at a Funko Pop, I'll be okay with it. The Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, Western, spaghetti Western, wearing the poncho, wearing the whole gamut outfit, and then he looks at a guy and he's pointing a gun. He says, "You see, in this world, there are two kinds of people, my friend: those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig." Okay, so if you give me some of those pops, I'll die a happy man, especially Captain Ron and Field of Dreams, because those movies are long overdue for some pop love, my friend.
Nice.
I like
I
it.
was gonna ask, did they ever make MASH or ALF pops?
MASH, yes. Alpha, no.
You know what
They
your
did
problem
that.
is, Willie? You have no self-control. Yeah, Alf, that would be kind of cool. That'd be all right. I watched reruns of that little itty-bitty little show growing up as a little youngling.
I do love me some Alf.
That's
you
okay.
You get the moments too with the AstroTurf carpet.
Maybe the one with the cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
His music video.
Oh, did he have a music video?
Hey, I just thought of another one that would be cool, but I don't know how you would get the license. But the California Raisins and
Oh my God, yes.
That would be cool. Yeah, they would be in the icons line probably.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what about you, Rose? Do you have a wish list of what you would like to see?
Star Trek.
They're coming. They just got announced.
I am a huge anime fan, so I want to see ReZero Pops come out. And that show, it just got the best animation award for the year in Japan, and so I'd like to see that line come out. I'd like to see, this is a throwback, I'd like to see Degrassi Junior High or
Oh my God.
Nice.
Right in a wheelchair.
I was such a
Like in a
huge fan
wheelchair.
of that show. I would buy them. I would buy them and hug them.
Okay. Speaking of Degrassi, that I think did it originally air on Nickelodeon for its time?
PBS.
Okay, different
PBS
network.
was
Sorry.
the original. Yeah.
Okay, well, some of the other ones ended up on, what was it, like Teen Nick or whatever it was?
Yeah, the Next Generation. I watched some of that too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where Drake came from. That's
Yeah.
what it said,
Okay.
Drake and
Yeah,
wheelchair.
I watched all those when he was on there.
Okay.
It was a Canadian show, right?
If you
Yes,
want
it was.
if you want Nickelodeon properties, Brian, I want Animorphs Funko Pops, okay? I want Animorphs, baby. Bring back those 90s flavors.
VR Troopers.
Dude,
Yeah,
yes.
Troopers.
Yes.
Oh yes. Beetleborgs.
Ryan Steele, aka the guy who shares a name with me. I would love to have a Ryan Steele Funko Pop, absolutely.
Dude, we need
Salute your
Beetleborgs.
shorts.
Salute your shorts.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Dude, hey dude, yes, hey dude, aka the debut of Christine Taylor
just
as an
gonna bring this up.
actress. Remember that?
So Nicole asked if they have
Do they have
Rugrats.
Rugrats yet?
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those are
If-
going up in value.
yeah, because there's a new Rugrats cartoon coming out on Paramount Plus. So
And it
if
looks
you are
creepy
Rugrats
as you know
fans,
what.
Please pick them up.
And it
I
looks
love
creepy.
Rugrats.
The
So
animation.
do you want to hear mine?
Yeah, I want to hear yours.
Okay. So
Animorphs.
you're gonna shit on me for this. Okay, so I want Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I want 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes.
Good movie.
Okay.
Good
Because
movie.
I need me a Heath Ledger pop
Good movie.
pronto.
Good movie.
Because that might change the game at our house. Like that might be the thing that pushes it over the edge. Like I got Supernatural and I got Sleeping Beauty, but that might be the clincher. And then I need some Lost Boys pops. Like
They're there.
I have never seen them. That might
I've
be the
seen them.
clincher.
I've seen them.
You got
Do they have other like cult movie cult classics? I know that
Goonies is
Yeah.
out.
Oh, Monster Squad. I don't think they do any Monster Squad ones. Those would be cool.
You know, this is a cult classic in its own right, Brian. If they make Funko Pops based on that 89 film known as The Wizard with Fred Savage about how Nintendo was so great and the Power Glove was so bad,
Yeah.
I would buy those Funko Pops. And it's because I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. I want those pops, man.
Little Monsters is another one that needs to be done.
That's
Oh,
another one. I
yes.
agree. Little Monsters is another Fred Savage classic. Fred Savage, we love you, man. You were so good in your
Now,
job.
just going off that, we need Wonder Years pops too.
Dude, if you get me Wonder Years pops, I would be
man.
all over that. I would be all
There's
over
a
that.
lot you can do with the Wonder Years.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if Funko, when they go in their little meetings, they're like, well, what's hot. You know what. I would like to sit in on these meetings to see
Yeah,
what they're.
Brian, those Wonder Years are so hot right now.
No, well, but if you're an 80s baby and 90s kid, I think that a lot of the stuff that we loved so much that's making comebacks now and revivals and stuff, like
I mean, they just
Punky Brewster.
Yeah.
Punky Brewster's, revival kind of like is goofy as it is. It's still in the same vein of the actual show.
Saved by the
But
Bell.
there was that purity that came with, the show in the 80s that's now her revival now.
Yeah, and
as her raising her own kids.
And Funko, they just announced Bewitched Pops.
Ooh. Oh, that was actually on my list.
Yeah, I mean, they a few years ago, I think they released I Love Lucy Pops.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Never found them.
No.
I think you really look at anything that was in that early to mid 90s, that TGIF lineup, any of that stuff you can do. Sabrina the Big Witch, Full House, Family Matters,
Step by Step.
Step by Step.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World would be a great one. I think we have Corey and Topanga so far. Mm-hmm. We just need the rest of the crew.
We need Feeney.
Feeney is one.
Mr. Feeney.
So. Oh, I need a Feeney Pop.
I
need a Mr. Feeney Pop.
They didn't do Full House, right? They don't do any Full House ones. I don't.
Full House hasn't been done. There's a lot of those Viacom properties they kind of stay away from.
We know which Full House character isn't going to get a Funko Pop.
We sure do.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Aunt Becky, you lost.
Well, I wasn't even thinking of that one there because I don't.
Well,
think
I was going to say, I mean,
the Olsens aren't giving up their
pay Funko.
Right.
Well, that's true.
Funko.
No Michelle Tanners, Brian.
Yeah, no Michelle Tanners,
which I'm okay with because in retrospect, they didn't age well, but the other ones did.
They're not even the best Olsens anyway. So
they're not. We already know who it is, and it's Elizabeth. Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's all right. I can live without it. DJ.
So,
or
I've got to run, guys.
Walking down the street. Yeah.
Oh.
I also have to go. So it was great hanging with you guys.
So this is what we'll do. Where can we find you, Carrie?
I'm very silent. I'm Carrie Aloni on Facebook. You can find me. I'm mainly in the Unrelated at Birth Facebook group. I think I'm friends with Reels and Heels here. Brian, I think I'm friends with him. I'm now friends with Willow. You can find me all over Facebook, Carrie Loney. I am on Instagram, Rocket City Pops. That's me. It's been kind of dead over there for about a year, but I am looking to revive that very soon. And then you can find me as at Rocket City Mark on Twitter. Fair warning, there is language and there is nothing but wrestling content on there. So,
okay, we'll have to have you on the next time we talk about wrestling.
Anytime we want to talk independent wrestling, I'm there. I'm the anti-WWE, anti-AEW guy over here. I'm a big indie head, but everybody's got their
vices.
Their vices, and that's one of mine. So,
thank you, Terry, for joining us.
It was fun.
It was nice meeting you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for making a cameo, Dave.
So, hey, I'll just have you know, Bama tips off in like 2 minutes. So I graced you with my presence.
Okay.
While I'm supposed to be pre-gaming. So
all right.
I made a sacrifice for Reels and Heels.
You did. And we thank you for it. And by the way, Dave, roll Tide.
Roll Tide, sir. Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. And Rose, thank you very much for joining us. Where can people find you and what do you got going on?
Rose.
You go ahead.
Oh, well, Unrelated at Birth, Tuesday nights at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. It's when we do our live video feed. The podcast also comes out Wednesday morning usually. But follow us on Unrelated at Birth on Instagram and Not Related Bros on the Twitters. Guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay, Rose.
Okay, so you can catch me on Saturday morning cartoons on HWWS. We're on break right now, but we'll be back on April 3rd at 9 a.m. With an all-new episode. Also, you can find me on Facebook at RM Rose Author, RM Rose. And next week I'm going to be on Ryan's show. At noon.
I quote.
And I quote. And I'm also co-hosting a convention next weekend, an online convention for Southwest Florida UFO and Paranormal Comic-Con, which is why I have to go right now, because I have to go we're going to go do a Zoom practice on that. So we did it last year, and we didn't have Zoom then, but it did really well. And so I'm really hoping a lot of people will tune in. We have a big guest list for next week. It's going to go from 1 to 7. So
that's awesome.
When we get closer, I'll put the link up online. So got a lot of things going on, and I'm so appreciative of you having me on today. I have one quick story before I want to go. I was involved in, I was there at I don't know if you guys heard about the Funko Gate at the convention in Orlando when they had Elvira was there, and she had and the Pops didn't come,
right?
And there was like a brawl. I was there for that. I was at that convention, and
that was Spooky Empire, right?
Yeah, Spooky Empire, right? I was there.
Apparently, I am not aware of this at all.
Yeah. There were people who waited for hours and hours and hours and the Pops didn't come in on time, and so only a few shipped. And there was they ended up calling the police and everything.
Yeah, because people paid for the Funkos, and they're like, "Where's my Funko?"
Exactly. And here's what happened. I wasn't even there for that. I was there with my book. But then on Sunday morning, they got another shipment arrived, and somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, if you want to go get one now. She's got them at her desk." And so I went and got one, had her sign it, and then when I came back home, my refrigerator died, and they were selling. So I ended up selling mine on eBay.
Oh wow!
To replace it, to help pay for my refrigerator.
Oh.
But I'm sure it's worth a lot more now. My sister-in-law, I got her one at the same time. She still has hers in the case, signed. So mine's gone.
It will come back around to you.
Well, one day maybe, but I so appreciate you guys having me on the show. So talk to y'all later.
No problem. Nice hanging out with you again.
You too. Bye now.
And Ryan, so where can people find you?
Yeah, I don't know how I can top Funko Gate because I'm not that good looking and I'm not that entertaining, but I'm going to try my best here, guys. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and everything that we're doing at Nerd Culture, at It's Nerd Culture. Check out our YouTube channel where we drop new videos each and every week. And as Rose pointed out earlier, new episodes of And I Quote, a live weekly interview show that I host and I have so much fun doing, is going to be on Saturdays at 12 p.m. EST. Our guest next week, which is going to be March 27th, as I'm looking at my digital calendar, is going to be Rosemarie Rose, aka RMR, because she is awesome tackler. Going to be talking about books, maybe a couple of other pop culture things. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in for that. In the meantime, thanks for having me, Brian. This was exhausting. It was hard. It was brutal. But talking about Funko Pops, which is something I do actually to a certain degree do care about, you brought me on in the right place in the right time. So I appreciate you, as the GIF likes to say on social media. Guys, it was great to see you. Willow, please don't sell any more Funko Pops because you're going to drive Nicole insane. But have yourselves a good one, and I will catch you on the flip side.
Thank you for joining us, Ryan. And yeah, please head over to Nerd Culture. They do a lot of great stuff. They have a great team there. I love the Disney stuff that they do when they do reviews on Disney films and stuff.
I feel terrible. I feel like I'm like the least adequate guest to have on somebody's show.
No.
One, I don't watch anything because I can't stay awake long enough to. Two, I feel like I don't know anything because I don't prepare for it. But if it wasn't for Brian, I would just I wing it. I wing everything.
I mean, it was a very informative show about Funko Pops, and thank you for bringing Carrie on. Like, wow, that guy
He has a problem, and I'm just glad that there was somebody else on the stream that was as good at is knowledgeable, then it makes him seem like less of a nerd.
But you do think they're cute, a lot of them.
I do, and like I said,
They're cute, but I just can't get into this. I just can't get into buying all the shit from my childhood.
It depends. I mean, I think it depends.
We gotta get Crawley though.
It depends. Like the only one that I'm missing, and it's only if I fall into it, is if I find Crowley, and that's the only one supernatural that I need. And then the Castiel with wings I've given up on because I don't think I'll ever find him.
We have Charlie. I think she's put away somewhere. I think.
I don't think we have Charlie.
Yeah.
Although if they bring out a Cheers one, I probably would go out and buy it.
So,
that's another thing. I don't think they have Cheers pops. That would be another.
But like I said, there's a handful of shows that I think that if they made a pop out of them, I think I wouldn't be able to not get them. Like Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I think that I have to have the entire cast. Like it would be sad. Just like I'm still looking for the entire cast of Schitt's Creek. So like I have Johnny, I have the David Chase, and I have Alexis. So
we need the mom.
Same thing with Frasier. If they bring out a Frasier one, then I'll probably buy that one. But
so I guess it depends on what your fandom is and what you're excited about. Because like I wouldn't be excited about half the ones that there are if it wasn't for Brian.
Yeah. And unlike, because I hear a lot of people say that Funko is the Beanie Babies of this generation, but I disagree. I think Funko is actually not going to go away like Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies had like a short time frame. Like they were popular from this time to this time. Funko seems to get more popular over the years.
But also, Beanie Babies is a different beast. Like Beanie Babies didn't have a set of fandoms, a set of people that were.
So the what you're saying, license.
I think the licenses are the thing that's getting Pops and Funko to be where they need to be. Plus, if you don't collect the Pops themselves, there's so many other things you can collect.
Like the T-shirts.
You can collect T-shirts, you can collect pins, you can collect so many other things that I think that it kind of like runs a gamut for people in general. So, but I really think that the licenses make a big difference. I can't talk today. But I think that that's part of it is like everybody has a little buy-in. Like the next Elvira that comes out, it might be one that would, if you saw it, you would be like, okay, well, I have this small collection. I think I need to round it out to 3, or, I think that that's the thing. Like,
Carrie was talking about WWE, people love wrestling. Right. And then, if you love Marvel, there's Marvel, you love DC, Dave loves Disney. So he buys all the Disney stuff.
Well, then there's little things like now they have a market in sports. So if you're a tennis fan, you can find every, pro tennis player now that is in the line so far. So
they have the two sisters, Venus
and Serena.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's big. It's big. And it's like this, like when Rose says it's a pit, like it's this money pit that you could just keep throwing your money into and dive into it full.
I mean, any fandom is expensive if you want to put your money into it. I mean, it's the car hobby is just as expensive. The Lego hobby, crazy. And
shoes. People collect shoes. The shoe hobby. What do they call them? Sneakerheads?
Sneakerheads.
I'm a cosplayer. That can be extremely expensive depending on where you go to get your stuff. And that's why I cosplay on a budget. Or try to.
Well, and I think anything could be addictive and expensive because like I think about the last tattoo I got. Like, I mean, that's another form of collection. I mean, like I'm collecting art in the way that it's attached to my body. I mean, I think we all kind of have a thing that we're into. So I think that, you get excited about something and you kind of just
even those of us who collect comic books, like we all have our holy grail comic books that we want to have. And if we're willing to spend the money, we will get it.
Well, and if we have the money to spend, because really anything that's a collectible is only valued at what people are willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So whoever drives up the cost, like cancel culture will drive up the cost of things. And so people will say, I need to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's kind of a big giant circle. Like we give it, and we get it. So, I'm never one to poop on or yuck on somebody's yum, but at the same time, it's like if I have to put it in boxes and move it again, I might scream. So, that's where my head is. Plus, do I have to dust all these boxes? And where will we put them all? And, things like that the practical side of me thinks about, as opposed to this is cute and I think I need this.
But yeah, this has been a fun episode. I mean, Funko has been popular it really has gotten super popular in the last, I don't know, since 2012, I think. 2012 on, they've gotten really popular.
But I think in the last 4 years, they've really, the licenses seem to have exploded. Like there's just so many more.
And then the exclusives to stores, so Hot Topic, Target, Walmart, GameStop, FYE, they each get exclusives. And then cons get their own exclusives, which for an example, San Diego Comic-Con will get a Freddy Funko, which is the mascot for Funko. They usually are 450 pieces. That means there's only 450. That's why they're so valuable.
Yeah. So I think, to round it out, really it's about what you love and if you're willing to pay for it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen people like the YouTubers that are following it, and they'll go on and they'll talk about what's, hot and what's not. And then where you can find certain things and what's new and out there and where it is. Like Brian made me watch it. I don't watch a lot of YouTube people that are searching for stuff, but the kid was like, well, if you can get it for this, so if you have hot cash or if you have lunchbox money or whatever, if you have any of these coupon type things from these companies, then that's where you can grab them up a little bit faster. And so the gummy bears ones, the only reason we were able to get all 4 of them, and we did, was that they were in stock and Brian had a coupon. So
and GameStop had a sale. If you bought 3, you get your 4th one free.
They had the sale, and in the same transaction, he bought something else, I think, and so he used his money, his I
had a $20 coupon.
He had a coupon or whatever. And so, that is something to watch for too, because I know that if we buy off of the internet or off of Hot Topics website, you get hot cash, because we don't really go into the store very often. But, if you get that cash, then you have that to look forward to find something later on. So I think if we're doing it smart, it's one thing. And of course, $7 a pop. You can't beat an actual retailer to find that one that you're looking for, as long as it's on the site.
So Willow, where can people find you, and do you have anything coming up with Pillow Talk?
Okay, so I'm coming back to Pillow Talk tomorrow. I want to talk about the car hobby, and because it's springtime, it's beautiful here. Joe is looking to bring out our 66 station wagon and drive that thing around again. Nice. So yeah, we're looking to work on it this year, and I may actually learn how to drive it so that I can get my full-on license. Watch out, people. But
that cracks me up, because I have had my license since I was 16. So when I hear somebody that's relatively my same age that doesn't have their license, I'm like, who are you people? And how do you do anything?
I take the bus everywhere. If I can't get to the place by walking, I'll take the bus. And that's how I've lived pretty much all my life, is taking the bus, or, even riding the bike when I was a kid. I'd go everywhere on my bike.
I think too, I didn't grow up in a city like with mass transit. Like I didn't grow up in a city with transportation like that. So
You lived next to a city
like
with transportation.
like Brian is like, well, we could get on the trolley, and then in Las Vegas there was a bus, and then he never had to drive. Like he never had to drive, so he never did.
Yeah.
And me, I grew up in Podunk, so like there was no bus. Like there was a school bus. It took me from my house, well, not even from my house, from a mile from my house to school. What?
So tomorrow you have
Are you
Will's Pillow
leaving
Talk
the
car
dynamite?
hobby.
Yes. So yeah, whoever wants to join in on the car hobby discussion, by all means, and it's pretty much an open invite as long as you're not going to be a jerk. But yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. I'm on YouTube. So yeah,
I'm sorry, these are rats.
no, by all means.
But it's that time until the next episode. It is time to ring the bell, and we'll see you next week.